Hello, my name is Dante Renee, and welcome to the 10 Room Bizarro YouTube page where I talk about films that I believe need to be talked about more. Like tonight's film, this is 1975's My Master, My Love by the director Ralph L. Let me see if I can get this poster here. It's this one right here. Okay, not easy to see. It looks like a homemade poster, doesn't it? Isn't that awesome? My Master, My Love, and this is part of the Vinegar Syndrome big 3-unit show, Peakorama set right here. And these are 3 films by Ralph L. I've also looked at Teenage Masseuse right here on this YouTube page, and I'll be looking at more in the future. But for tonight, we're looking at My Master, My Love, starring Darby Lloyd Raines with Don Allen. She was violated again and again, but always returned to her master, her love, rated X, adults only. There's the poster. See if we can not get the glare. It's hard. There we go. Okay. Interesting. Kind of cartoon comic booky artwork. And if we can get some shots from this particular film here, there's really only one shot I think on the back, and it's that one. No, these 2. Sorry. No, these 3. There we go. Right there. So we're going to be looking at 1975's My Master, My Love by director Ralph L. This is only 63 minutes long. And, you know, this is amazing. Vinegar Syndrome is constantly exposing me to directors that I'm falling in love with. And Ralph L. is another director that I'm falling in love with. So we're going to get into My Master, My Love right now, folks. I have some notes written down, so you might see my eyes divert. Let's get into this very, very fascinating and interesting movie, and a movie that definitely needs to be talked about more. Well, right off the bat, I'm going to say that the beginning of this movie, the opening title sequence, is just unbelievable. It's bare bones animated art title credit sequence. It's amazing. It's like if you did your own movie, home movie style, and did a bunch of different art boards to make the credits. And it just looks amazing. If you go on my Instagram page for 10 Room Bizarro, you'll see a screenshot of the title card for the film, and it just looks freaking awesome. It's like, you know, like an artist drew it, and there's some really minor animation in it, like a kind of a hand hitting a butt, kind of, and it just looks awesome. And it looks like Ralph L. likes those kind of bare bones title sequences, which he also utilized in Teenage Masseuse. Now, the credits are drawn art, and the opening music to this film is powerful, funky, without a doubt. It's powerful, it's funky. We have a great shot of reflections through a storefront window with vases in the window, and it's kind of a complicated, beautiful reflection type of scene. There's a lot of shooting through things in this movie. The camera shooting through things, the way Jess Franco does. And you know, Jess Franco's known to do that. Well, in this film, we definitely have that. And we have a lot of shots that start off zoomed in, and then as the scene opens, it zooms out. A lot of scenes start off like that. A lot of shots start off like that. Kind of starting off zoomed in, and then, you know, zoomed in on something like a character's back or a color on a table or anything. And then it backs up into the full scene. We have natural sounds in this film as well, so basically without music. So while we do have music, we also have scenes without music at all, left alone with the natural sounds, the moans, the breathing. And I will say also, we also have simultaneous edits in this film where, you know, different things are happening at the same time, and we're cutting back and forth between them very, very successfully. Now, it is very obvious. You know, this film is underground, low-budget, X-rated film. This is not a higher-budget one. This is not glitzy. But I got to tell you, the level of professionalism that I see in this movie is amazing. And when I look at the editing in the beginning, this woman's out shopping, and this other woman's in a bathtub, and the way that it's cutting together is just powerful. It has an energy to it, and it just looks great. And the cinematography. More on that. We also have some dark jazz in this movie as well. And we also go from out of focus to in focus to start off a scene. Zooms are something that are utilized a lot in this movie. So we definitely are using zooms. And there's just a lot of artistic motion of the camera and framing of the scenes. I just felt that. I really was awesome. The music ebbs and flows. It starts and ends whenever the hell it feels like it. And it brings a very, very interesting atmosphere because of that. The story uncovers the characters and the what is happening. As the movie plays on, we figure out what is happening. What is happening? You know, who are these people? What is their relationship with each other? And what does that mean? You find out more and more as each minute passes on this movie. Because at the beginning of the film, whoa, what is happening? We have close-up shots in this movie. As I said, there are zooms. And we also have distance shots, both of them with the sex scenes. So you get a nice mix of both to see exactly everything that's going on and then also to zoom in as well. The close shots are just close enough, and they look great with the lesbian sequences in this film. And there are mostly, or I don't want to say mostly, but there are a good number of lesbian sequences in this film. There's an air of mystery about this film as well. Really, the movie just has this level of, you're interested, it's weird, it feels a little dark. You know, where is this? Am I watching this late at night? It feels late at night. We have some lesbian ass kissing and licking in this film. So if you're a fan of that, you're going to love excuse me, the scenes in here. You're going to ask yourself, what is happening? But you will find out as the movie goes on, and I love it. The acting is awesome. The characters are awesome, especially the lead girl, kind of the lead younger girl, who's submissive to her master. I've never seen her before. She's fascinating. She's fascinating to watch. She looks awesome. She's great. Everybody is great in this movie. And there isn't a huge cast, but everybody is great. You know, a couple things that I'm going to revisit a few times in this video are a couple of these themes. Power, S&M, prostitution, dominatrixes, family, love. And is normal love or is it not normal love? The essence of S&M, or BDSM, okay? The essence of it, and love's place in that. My master, my love, as the title says. We also have a good amount of classical, mysterious, elegant piano in this movie. And when you have classical, elegant, mysterious piano during some pretty wild sex scenes, it makes for quite an interesting cocktail. We have a lot of fades to black in the editing of this film, sometimes within the same sex scene. We have voyeurism, masturbation, orgies, secrets, pain, submission, and independence as some more themes. We have the power-driven dirty talk in this film, power S&M driven dirty talk. We have timeless sex edits in here, where you don't see people getting to each different position. You just see the different positions there. But then sometimes you do see them getting into different positions as well. The power of a sex scene edit with a voyeur watching in the light of a doorway peering. There's this, it was powerful. It was sexually powerful watching. We're watching as the viewer of a woman watching three people having kind of a domineering sex. And it was very powerfully edited as the light peered through the doorway that this woman was looking through. We have furniture, masturbation in this movie. A guy with full upper tattoos on his body, and I think a huge mural of Jesus on his back, I think. And I think this same guy was also in Teenage Masseuse. And as a matter of fact, you're going to see some familiar faces from the other Ralph L. films, or at least just Teenage Masseuse from what I've seen so far. There are people from there in here. we got characters being pretty damn rough with each other in this movie as well, where, I mean, physically rough, like throwing each other around. There's no stunt work here, people. Throwing each other around, hitting each other, stuff like that. We do have ejaculation in mouths in this film, and actually one in particular with Annie Sprinkle. Annie Sprinkle's in this film. She was also in Teenage Masseuse, and she's great. She looks awesome. She's known definitely for her body and her breasts. And we have kind of another area of a woman really treasuring another woman's panties. Really treasuring them. Here. It's like giving a dog a treat when you leave the house. Here's my panties. Real dramatic interplay between characters, conversations in this film. The brother is, the man playing the brother in this film, the brother is one of the most interesting characters to me in this film. He's just fascinating. His idiosyncrasies are interesting. There's just something about him. There's something really, really about him that's just weird and bizarre. The brother and the young girl in the apartment having a conversation, it's just, you know, it's filled with mystery and secrets, and I love the conversation between the two of them, and really, I gotta be honest, it sounds like it's not even scripted. It sounds so real. And there's just some really, really great things happening here. We have a shot through a bench. We have a shot through stair posts where the camera is shooting through things. So we are actually shooting through a bench, and we are shooting through stair posts, and then it kind of moves up as well. You know, the brother is a very, as I mentioned, is a very complicated character, a very interesting character. You know, at one point he asks, what's this world coming to? Men with men, women with women. Oh, I guess that's progress. But you know, it's either development or contradictions in his life, because he also kind of goes to a hooker. And I don't know if he's playing with a ring on his finger. I don't know if he was married or what. But there's definitely some interesting idiosyncrasies and contradictions within the brother's life. We have a hooker with children to support. And that's actually a black woman from Teenage Masseuse. And Ralph L. definitely has racial diversity in his films, which is also something you don't typically see a lot in X-rated films from the Golden Age. We have sex scenes without music and sex scenes with music. We have a great shot filming, I believe it was oral sex through a bedpost, and the reflections off the gold bedpost. Just one particular shot of the sex scene through the bedpost, through the oral sex through the bedpost. And the intercourse scene with the brother and the hooker, you kind of feel the intercourse. As a matter of fact, all the intercourse scenes in this film were just very sexual to me, very powerful, very real, and you could feel them. You could truly feel them in their intensity. Skin on skin, something like that. But for some reason, this movie really did that. The brother has an orgasm face, an O face, as I believe it was Office Space, the movie Office Space said, that is completely out of control and totally insane. I've never seen an O face like that before. Wait till you see it in this film. It's completely off the hinges. It's insanity. I mean, truly. I don't know if I've ever seen anything like it before yet. We have experimental jazz in this film with harmonica and atmosphere. Holy crap. Whoa. If you like feet, there's some definite some feet scenes in this film. We have a powerful lesbian 69 in this film, which really starts just as an overhead shot with a lot of body shaking. We have some other things here too with the music, and I got to tell you that the music is mostly in the background, with the moans and the breathing in the forefront, which is very, very interesting. We also have piano rock in this movie. You'll find that a lot of the time, X-rated films will either have the music in the forefront or in the background. You know, like Carlos Tobalina, it's in the forefront. Sometimes you don't even hear any audio. It's just music in Carlos Tobalina's films. But in this film, the music's in the background, and the moaning and the talking and the breathing is up front. As I mentioned before, the intercourse in this film is very special. There's something about it. I don't really know what it is. I don't know, maybe you know, I was just really caught up in the film or something, but I definitely did. There's a really bizarre ejaculation shot from the brother with the I think with the girl who lives in the apartment. It almost seemed fake. It seemed fake. I'm not sure. And I got to tell you, there's this whole section with the brother in the middle of the film, and all of a sudden I wondered to myself, wait a minute, was that a dream? Did that actually happen? Because of the way that whole section was cut, because of the way that the whole section was edited. Was that a dream? Was that real? Really weird. The sequence in the film. We have a white animal rug, which is something that is a commonality in films from Erwin C. Dietrich and in lots of sexploitation films, almost like the Emmanuel chair, wicker chair type of thing. The girl who has a master, one of the lead girls in the film, you know, she's asked, "Are you the maid?" "My sister's not your mother." But she says, quote, "I need her." She says, quote, "She protects me." And the brother, by basically telling, his way of telling a woman that she's attractive to him, is by saying, you know, you're really feminine. You're really feminine. That's his way of saying he's really into her. Very interesting. We have baby doll lingerie with no panties. Slow guitar work. Atmospheric. The lead girl of the film has this very bizarre arm tattoo, kind of a ring around the arm. I can't quite make out what it is. Just looks like designs, and maybe it could be another language. I'm not exactly sure. If you know, put some comments down below. You get a chance to see the butt and the boobs of the main girl. The main girl is really, I just found her very sexually attractive from the get-go. But all the women in the film look great. And she, you know, the focus on her body, the focus on her butt and her boobs, she just looks great. And you can't really tell. She's the kind of character, you can't really tell how old she is. You know, you're like, oh, she's young. Oh, no, wait, she's not that young. Oh, no, she's young. You know, that kind of deal. Just this really kind of sexually attractive brunette in the film. She's casted extremely well. And a pretty wild ejaculation on her butt shot in the movie as well. We have a guy sitting naked at the breakfast table. He says he does it all the time. We got some themes in this film, and I got to tell you, folks, we definitely have some themes here that I'm going to hit on here. Fear and loneliness. You know, fear and loneliness are definitely two vibes in this film. And a bit of, man, things get pretty intense in this kitchen scene. People are screaming at each other. You know, there's anger, there's rage there. The themes of mind control and vulnerabilities and love within S&M or BDSM. And I got to tell you here, here's a couple kind of thematic questions for My Master, My Love, that the film kind of poses or investigates or brings up. Is it S&M or is it an unhealthy, controlling relationship? What's the difference between the two? Is it violence? Is it hatred? Is it anger? Or is it just your fetish? Is it just S&M? We got a couple great quotes here. "Come over here and suck my ass." And another great quote, "Prove to me you are really my slave." We have quite a surreal ending in this movie as well that involves a candle and a wine bottle, choices, fantasies, and feelings. And it's definitely an open-ended ending. This is 1975's My Master, My Love by Ralph L. And there's a particular poster right there. And what a unique, fascinating, and sexy film it is. Thank you so much for watching the 10 Room Bizarro YouTube page where I talk about films that I believe need to be talked about more, like My Master, My Love from 1975. Thank you so much, and good night.